We are Maps and Monsters, and in this video, my cousin and I will be looking at monsters from the new Pathfinder 2e Bestiary 3. We don't look at anything more than the monster's name and image, and we both have varied experiences with Pathfinder 2e, but neither know very much about the deep lore. So this is just a fun video of two friends enjoying talking about stuff they know absolutely nothing about. Alright, the first one is Abandoned Zealots. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Well, I've been staring at it for 10 minutes now, but I actually like it. It's a thumbs up for me. I like it because it's anything with shadow like that, right? Made of smoke, or you know, it's mysterious. It's cool. Was this a good guy wronged? Is this just a bad spirit? Yeah,
Love it.
Who ripped his mask up?
So there are 300-something monsters in this, I think, or 260. I don't even know.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's just the first one. I agree with you. It's kind of like those things of, I don't like just the stereotypical zealot, and you throw something like that, and all of a sudden you have something way more flavorful. Yuck. Okay, ADLET.
ADLET.
I think it looks like poop.
It's like, this looks bad. Let's just throw an Eskimo coat on it. And now it looks worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much I'm more familiar with the Dungeons and Dragons, right? And that's basically a tabaxi to me, is what it looks like.
Yeah, and I've never been a huge fan, to be honest, with just the part animals, unless they're bringing something really unique. So maybe the artwork just doesn't give it. Cat.
Yeah.
Sylvan sheep?
Yeah, I mean, does it have magic abilities?
I don't know, we're just looking at the artwork.
I like its purple eyes, but it looks like a cat I saw in the zoo a little while ago. Like one of those obscure ones that are from some place on the other side of the world.
So cool, but not necessarily anything spectacular. Alright.
Oh.
Volpanol.
Volpanol. Yeah, so we're still in like kind of the animal humanoid area.
Yeah.
I prefer foxes, so I think that's cool, and trash pandas. So the other one,
How would you pronounce that?
Procyle, Procyle, Procyle.
That's actually one of the biggest, not biggest beefs, but it's like I can't pronounce half the monsters in Pathfinder.
Yeah. And
so I think that's always been hard for me. Procyle?
Procyle?
I don't know. I've actually awesome artwork. I've never been a huge fan of anthropomorphic animals, because when I see this, then everyone's like, "Ooh, let's play this thing." It's like, I don't know. I like Tolkien-esque. You got dwarves, you got elves, and if everyone's basically whatever, I think it starts to lose that. Now, if these are like fae that are wicked or have different motives or whatever, that's kind of cool. But I think I would hate it if, and then again, I haven't read it. I'd hate it if I go into a town and it's just a bunch of animal people.
Yeah. If they're rare, I think it's... Yeah. I value that more than, like you said, if there's a whole civilization that you come across.
I think we had sorry to cut you off. We had a campaign where we found a magic wagon, and you had a wolf person and his family, or a fox person. Do you remember that at all?
Oh yeah. Yep.
And that was cool because we found one. And I don't know if in your game there's more or anything like that, but it was enough.
Yeah. That's the artwork is good. I wish they had finished the drawings. I don't know why they cut it off right there. His tail.
Oh, it's I had to edit the thing. DRACONAL?
Okay, still animals mixed with... I'm sorry, I'm distracted by that guy over
there. I know.
The Amalgamite. Amalgamite. There you go.
So,
but the
talk about the DRACONAL.
DRACONAL, it seems like a beefier version of a Dragonborn, right? Mm-hmm. Which is cool. This is what people want. They want the flying guy, right? He's got a ton of horns on his head. Looks like a dragon mixed with some deer, maybe? That almost looks like antlers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's cool. The outfit's kind of...
And I think and I don't know, I haven't read any of the lore, but if you look at them, they all have the same all in it. I wonder if it's like a society of caste system. That would kind of be cool.
Maybe.
you know, and here's like noble class, and then you got a working class, and you got the scholars. Something like that might be interesting, but I don't know. I like this one for the reasons you said. It looks more monstrous than your typical like 5e Dragonborn.
Yeah.
And the claws look actually menacing.
People kind of want that. I'm looking at it, honestly, I'm looking at these ones as like playable characters, right? Instead of like beasts that you come up against.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we're supposed to be.
But there's no wrong way to look at this. And I think it would be cool to have like a village of NPCs with these different things too. How about that Amalgamite?
That guy, his face like doesn't look like it's in enough pain for how contorted his body is. Like, I want to know the story, but
that's kind of the cool thing, right? Where you're so used to seeing something saying, I know exactly how this thing's going to function.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pathfinder does that right, where they actually intrigue me with their monsters. Things like that, I want to read the story. I want to read what that is. Is it like some poor person kind of...
Yeah, that was cursed by a mad wizard sort of thing, or maybe that's the punishment, you know, in some town.
Yeah.
If you're a jerk.
What is that? I can't think of the show where Magic Man turns Finn. Adventure Time into a foot, and they all like form together to make something weird.
I mean, he has a dagger right there. Does he actually pull that out and use it?
I love this. There's like an arm going in,
and then
he's coming back out.
Yeah, why is his clothing like that? Maybe he's just stuck. Hasn't been able to change.
It's like tucked into the pants leg thing. I like it. So now, whether or not it's mechanically cool, I have no idea, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's like go into a room and there's all these weird things.
Yep.
Go ahead and try and pronounce that.
It's an AMPHISBAENA.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
It's cool. It's a two-headed snake, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna admit I didn't even notice the second head for about 10 minutes. So when I first saw this, I'm like, ooh, a snake.
Well, it could be two snakes. We don't know what's going on, you know, back there.
That's right.
But I mean, yeah, I've heard of two-headed snakes before. That's not new, but
so how would you use that in a campaign?
You know, adventurers walking in the jungle, falls on them. You hold the head, but guess what? There's a second one. You get bit.
You go and like reach into a hole and a snake bites you. It bites you again. I actually kind of like that. Android. So Pathfinder's going in towards technology. I think their next book, and maybe it's not their next book, but it's like Gears and War and things of that nature. And so what do you think about the Android Infiltrator?
Well, going in, yeah, if you're looking at like the tech kind of side of it, she looks cool.
I like the fact that it's not a cyborg, right? It looks more of a mix of magic and human than necessarily technology.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have like the blue or green typical electronics going on.
Yeah.
It looks like it's like runes or tattoos.
And again, I have no idea about the Android lore, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. So it's, if you wanted a high fantasy, but someone wanted to play an android, it might not necessarily break if it's like, okay, we could work within these bounds, but I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
I think that's pretty good. Go ahead and try and pronounce that.
ANGAZHANI.
That's better than I could do. What's the thing in D&D with the four-armed gorilla? Gorilla? Not the gorilla.
I thought there was like a Yeti. Wasn't there like a...
I think there's an exact equivalent, like literally exact.
They're just changing the name.
And I've never liked them. The artwork's cool, but it's just a four-armed gorilla.
I mean, sure. It's like a two-headed snake, a four-armed gorilla.
True.
You might be able
I like that one.
It's just, you're just making mutant animals, right? But it's the name that's throwing me off more than anything. But
ANGAZHANI?
ANGAZHANI.
Yeah,
I understand how they have to be unique, but...
And I don't know if they're actually getting it from different lore, because I know a lot of their monsters actually come from lore. And so I wonder, a lot of the things that we're going to look at are from Japanese folklore and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wondering if that's even close to
maybe that's a legit name that's actually out there, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Animated silverware swarm.
Now, that seems oddly specific. Like, there's a lot of metal objects you can make animated, right? It's like animated railroad ties, right? It's like, that's a bunch of flying nails. That scares me. But why forks and spoons and knives? I mean, it's
Guess the real question is why not?
I'd love to kill a player using that. He died by forks.
It's kind of interesting though, because it feels that this bestiary is giving the GMs actually ideas. And so if you see that, you could actually start to think of, when would I have animated silverware? You go into a wizard's house and then the table sets itself. You make them mad and they start to fly up at your face, sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say all the ones that we've looked at so far, right?
Yeah.
Can at least get your imagination going.
Yeah. I agree with that. Animated trebuchet.
What? So
I think that thing's cool.
is it? I mean, that is cool. It's hard to go wrong with the trebuchet, but like, so does it have a mind of its own, or is it just programmed to do like certain tasks?
So you have,
or is there just one roaming the countryside, just taking out buildings?
And it's what I like about it is you have a lot of animated things: animated armor, animated rugs, animated brooms, and you would assume, okay, if wizards can animate things, why wouldn't you animate a trebuchet? Why wouldn't you animate all these really cool things? And so what you said, I didn't even have that idea. I thought it's like, okay, this evil wizard animates a trebuchet because he doesn't have the forces to do it. It's like, no. Years ago, some crazy wizard animated a trebuchet, and now just you can see it just rolling through the countryside, just sieging everybody. It's like once a year it blows up the city wall and then leaves. Well, it's like Toy Story gone wrong. What's the motivation of an animated trebuchet? If not to just break down walls and leave.
Seems like enough to me. Although I'm looking at the picture, I'm trying to understand the releasing mechanism on that.
Yeah, I think anybody who's into realistic weapons of warfare might find that picture a little off.
I didn't mean to.
And maybe it's just a ball and club just bash at people. Arboreal Reaper.
That looks cool. I like that. And if you have Reaper in the name, it's awesome. Yeah, that's cool, right? Like you can have, I can see the setting like in a forest, right? Where it's this temple that you're going into and it just looks like it's been overgrown by this giant tree. But upon closer inspection or after the adventurers are gone inside, half of them, right, comes to life and starts eating people. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think, and again, it's cool because it's like not even knowing the lore of this thing. The lore might even be that much richer that you could use it. But just seeing that, it gives you ideas of, okay, it looks like to me, I don't know, some sort of crypt and this tree is protecting it. And how cool would it be you were walking through the dungeons and here's this thing and you have to run inside of the dungeon to get away from the tree. So I like it.
Yeah, it's almost something to help coax the players inside.
Yeah.
What I like about this is I like looking at pictures like this and saying, what is the size of this, the relative size, because there is no relativity. Like there's this could be a temple of the mice people, right? Where this guy actually only comes up to your kneecaps, standing up straight.
Yeah.
But or he's ginormous. This is the temple of giants, right?
Arboreal Archive.
Looks like a treant.
So
right?
I wonder if it's kind of the same line, because that other one was an Arboreal Reaper. And so I don't know if they're related somehow. I like it.
The other one definitely seemed more menacing, right?
Yeah.
This would almost be the more good side, I guess.
Yeah.
The gooder.
The what the heck? Shaukeen.
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 Is that a U or no?
It's a U.
Shaukeen. What is that?
Yeah, it just looks like a goblin.
It looks like a goblin shaman.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
But yeah, I don't know. And it might have some really cool lore, but just visually, that's one of my least favorite so far. The ADHUKAIT.
ADHUKAIT. Kate? I don't know.
ADHUKAIT.
That's cool. Are they joined?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really weird. So there are 4 legs. Yeah, it looks like an abomination, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. I like that.
It's actually a monster that looks like a monster.
Yeah, it looks like something really creepy. The other one, you know, the one we saw before, the SHAUKEEN, if you see that, you might laugh at it at first,
Yeah.
right? It might jump out from behind a door and make you jump. This thing gives you nightmares. And are those mouths in their chests?
That's what it looks like.
That is cool.
I think it's pretty cool looking.
Yep.
Because again, it's probably really cool monster. I don't know, but it looks like a goblin.
And well, and that's what's tough about this is we don't know the magic abilities of any of these, right?
Which I'm sure
could be much more powerful than the next thing.
Yeah.
But we just don't have any.
But I see this and I immediately know how I'd start to use it in a campaign.
Yeah, somebody wandering the hells, right? They're going to see things like this.
Yeah. I was thinking something a little along the lines of like children go missing because the monster under the bed's eating them, you know? And there's actually something that looks monstrous that would be scary. So, how would you say that?
JAPALISURA?
Sure.
JAPALISURA. I don't know the L's and the I's or the U's.
I'm pretty sure that's a U. No, that's an L-I. JAPALISURA? Sounds like
JAPALISURA.
Sounds like a dinosaur name.
Hmm. So, you know, if you don't have any better ideas, just add more limbs and
or faces.
Heads. Yeah, like I mean, it worked for the ADHUKAIT over there, but this is like almost seems like too much. It's weird because he's pulling out a bow. I mean, well, there's 3 bows, 3 arrows, so you might get a lot of shots off. That's cool, right?
Logistically, if you had 3 arms, could you shoot 3 arrows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some arms would have to get out of the way before you can use the other one, right?
Yeah. And again, I don't know the lore of this monster. It might be really cool. Things with multiple faces tend to be like less interesting if it's on the same head. I've never liked the 4 faces that rotate.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was really vague.
If they have different personalities and it kind of looks like they do, that one in the front looks like a really smart guy compared to the one in the back who has a lot less forehead. But, oh, by the way, you can make the bows work. I think you would, but you'd have to alternate, like a bow and arrow are right next to each other, right? Mm-hmm. So those 2 furthest most left arms, one had a bow and one had an arrow, because they're close together, they can make one work, while the 2 middle arms would make another one work, and then one on the other side, right?
Would they get in the way?
The one in the middle might be difficult because you wouldn't be able to pull it back far enough. But
it'd be interesting if each of those faces control a different set of arms, so that they can actually like aim at different things.
I'd be much more interested in this if they could answer the question of how he's going to shoot all 3 of them. How they are going to shoot.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yep.
All right, I think I'm going to call it there for today. We'll have future videos. If you like this, go ahead and give a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave comments below of what your favorite monster was that we looked at and what was your least favorite monster that you looked at. Also, tell us where we got the lore wrong, because surely there's some cool monsters that we just totally shoved under the bus. We also have a Patreon in which I make 3D models to be 3D printed, and they are Pathfinder centric. I also make 2D representations of these too to be used on virtual tabletops and things like that. So if you're looking for Pathfinder specific monsters that are really cool, feel free to go and check that out. All right, thanks so much and have a great day. Bye.